Vous êtes en président de la Fédération des associations à l'allaitement. Qu'est-ce que vous pensez faire de plus pour encourager l'allaitement maternel chez les mamans?
La première des choses, il faut reconnaître que le taux d'allaitement au Cameroun est bas. 20% des femmes allaitent, c'est déjà très faible. Ça veut dire que nous, les associations, les sociétés civiles, nous devons beaucoup travailler dans les communautés. Quand la mère quitte l'hôpital et arrive dans la communauté, nous devons continuer à appuyer la mère, sensibiliser les pères et les jeunes, à soutenir la mère qui allait. Parce que quand l'enfant est allaité exclusivement pendant 6 mois, cet enfant ne tombe pas régulièrement malade. Et si nous fêtons le 10e anniversaire de la stratégie globale qui a été mise en place par OMS et UNICEF, ça veut dire qu'il faut évaluer le passé, regarder ce qui a été fait, ce qui n'est pas fait, pour utiliser ce qui n'est pas fait pour planifier l'avenir. Donc tout à l'heure, le ministre va nous dire la situation au Cameroun. Et nous allons aussi dire au ministre ce que nous avons fait. Il y a 45 associations publiques partout dans le Cameroun. Et l'an dernier, c'était pas le mois de l'allaitement maternel et on a atteint 20 000 mamas. C'est insuffisant parce que si vous utilisez 20 000 fois 45, ça veut dire que chaque association a pu accéder seulement à 5 000 mamas. Il faut que chaque association puisse atteindre le chiffre de 10 000 et 15 000 pour qu'on puisse dire que c'est satisfaisant.
D'accord. Est-ce que vous attendez toujours la semaine maternelle pour aller auprès des mamans ou alors est-ce que vous l'exercez durant toute l'année?
Ceux qui suivent les activités des associations, surtout de la Fédération camerounaise des associations pour soutenir les mères, vous allez comprendre que nous menons les activités quotidiennement dans toutes les aires de santé, dans tous les services. Et l'événement de la Semaine mondiale vient donner l'opportunité d'évaluer ce qui a été fait dans l'année. Et ce qu'il faut dire aux éditeurs, aux gens qui nous regardent, il faut dire que le lancement de la Semaine mondiale de l'allaitement est le début de l'activité. Donc nous allons dire ce que nous allons faire dans les 12 mois à venir et Dieu que le ministre, on commence à sensibiliser les mères, les pères et les jeunes. J'insiste sur le père. Pourquoi? Parce que nous sommes en train de lutter contre le lait artificiel qui fait en sorte que les jeunes mamans n'allaitent pas. Et vous allez voir que tous les enfants qui ont été bien allaités, ils sont de grandes personnes parce que c'est le lait maternel qui développe le cerveau et le cerveau aide l'enfant à reconnaître sa mère. L'enfant qui allaite intensivement, des fois jusqu'à 2 ans, ne tombe pas régulièrement malade. Et même quand il tombe malade, la guérison est très rapide.
À vos applaudissements, puissiez vous dire, Madame le ministre de la Promotion de la Femme. Oui, elle a pris de son temps pour être avec nous ici aujourd'hui et contribuer à sensibiliser la maman sur la nécessité d'allaiter son enfant. Vous me permettez également que je puisse remercier Monsieur le maire. Monsieur le maire, merci pour cet accueil chaleureux et la réaffirmation du soutien de vos populations à la politique sociale menée par le gouvernement sur les très hautes directives de son Excellence Paul Biya, président de la République. J'ai pris bonne note de vos doléances concernant l'hôpital dont vous assurez la plus grande sécurité de gestion. Nous comprenons que la pression foncière est forte et que nous devons réfléchir à une extension en hauteur. Je pense que vous pouvez anticiper pour nous tenir un avant-projet au cas où vos services techniques accepteraient de prêter main forte à cette responsabilité que vous avez pour le comité de gestion de ce centre, de cette district de santé. J'ai aussi également compris vos demandes concernant l'ouverture des centres de santé. La difficulté que nous avons à Yaoundé aujourd'hui consiste à trouver malheureusement les terrains, ils ne sont pas toujours disponibles. Et je me félicite du fait que vous avez fait venir les autorités traditionnelles qui sont dépositaires du foncier. Et je vous encourage donc à identifier les sites susceptibles d'accueillir les centres de santé que vous avez sollicités. C'est à l'issue de ce processus également que vous allez pouvoir donner suite à vos doléances. Je vous encourage donc à démarrer cette prospection foncière sans attendre. Et nul doute que le sous-préfet ici présent le préférera main forte. Monsieur le Président, le représentant des associations de soutien à l'allaitement maternel, merci pour les propos aimables adressés à notre endroit et l'excellent travail abattu par vos associations. Nous avons compris que de trois, vous êtes aujourd'hui une quarantaine d'associations. Félicitations pour ces associations. Merci également à chacun de vous venus ici aujourd'hui. Mais je voudrais dire un merci particulier à nos mamans venues ici nombreuses aujourd'hui. Et je voudrais que vous les applaudissiez, ces jeunes mamans qui sont là avec leurs beaux bébés. Merci de votre patience et merci d'être avec nous. Enfin, je voudrais adresser mes félicitations sur le directeur hôpital de Yamassi et l'ensemble de son personnel pour tous ces efforts pour nous accueillir ici aujourd'hui. Mesdames et messieurs, la célébration de la Semaine mondiale de l'allaitement maternel nous donne l'occasion chaque année de faire le bilan des efforts réalisés pour la promotion de l'allaitement maternel, mais surtout de sensibiliser davantage les mères, sensibiliser les professionnels de santé, sensibiliser les familles et membres de la communauté sur l'importance de l'allaitement.
It was interesting because he came from a bilingual country, was French speaking. I came from a bilingual country, was English speaking, and so.
Max.
Honestly, the last name I don't remember. It was a long time ago, and we've never maintained any contact afterwards. Or maybe for a little while, but not for very long. No, a bit of a shorter fellow, as I recall. So he came to the radio station where I was working. I imagine he was working in the public, for the public broadcaster, but he was definitely working in radio. And so that was my first introduction to Cameroon at a personal level. And I've been interested to come for a very long time. I worked for some time with UNESCO, and while I was there, I was responsible for a program for what they called community multimedia centers, which is sort of a combination of the radios with telecenters and trying to strengthen the ability of the radios to source information and provide more services to people. And I know from that time that Cameroon had a very interesting program and some excellent people working in the local UNESCO offices and with various partners in terms of moving that forward.
Well, you're welcome. I think you find it's an interesting question. It is tutored to be bilingual. Cameroon is multifaceted, multilingual. Virtually all the geographic diversity of the continent you will find in Cameroon. Both in human and animal geography, physical geography, oceans, lakes, rivers, mountains, plains, forests, grasslands, semi-arid, desert-like, Sahelian. It's all in one triangle. So you get more than your money's worth if you were a tourist. So I hope you will be able to find time in your busy work schedule aspects. And I'm happy that we have the chance to work with Mr. Ajayi Fontaine. I think his structure has been working with the Ministry of Health for quite a long time. He's had some international recognition for his work. I know him particularly for his advocacy and work education of the community towards improving breastfeeding output. I think we can do better. We get all normal women breastfeed. It will improve the health status of our children. So I think we are in good company.
We feel very lucky to have James as our partner.
We can recruit a wider audience. Because of course, if you have a very informed patient, that's what I call it, or very informed people, you have VIPs, you are likely to decrease the disease burden through proper health promotion and disease prevention. Anyway, welcome to Cameroon.
Thank you very much.
We might eventually need you for other projects. Unfortunately, I find myself in the office, but I think the change in our, system will come really from community. It takes more than just education. We actually need to create new values. We need to have a change of mindset. Move people from a structured dependency to taking an active part in it. We spent decades talking about health for all, whereas we needed a paradigm. Health for all cannot work without health by all. It is that health by all that will move us to health for all.
Absolutely.
So it is not just a question of information, education, and communication. It's a question of resetting the mindset for us to move to very informed persons in the community. VIPs.
I will remember that, the VIPs. Are you familiar or aware of any of the work that the community radio stations have done in terms of health promotion, or any sort of perspectives on the possibilities?
We have lots of community radios here which are very active. And as a matter of public policy, we have associations, kids that enter on a contractual basis with the ministry to do information and communication for development. We also sign contracts with community radios so that these people can use the community radio in our various African languages to transmit.
Qui interviennent dans le secteur de la santé en milieu communautaire. La SEMAM offre l'opportunité pour que ces intervenants développent les nouvelles stratégies pour la réussite d'une bonne alimentation et allaitement par les mères, en ce moment que le pourcentage de l'allaitement au Cameroun est en baisse. Le chiffre de 20% nous interpelle à prendre le temps de faire un regard aux années passées et aux années qui viennent pour confirmer les engagements à utiliser les différentes techniques de mobilisation sociale et les différentes approches adaptées au contexte du Cameroun pour sensibiliser les mères, les pères et les jeunes. La FECAPA va renforcer l'utilisation des outils et les canaux efficaces tels que les groupes de soutien des mères, les groupes de soutien des pères et les groupes de soutien des jeunes pour transmettre les bons messages de la nutrition de l'enfant. En dehors des briefings, pendant cette semaine, les causeries éducatives seront organisées pour la bonne alimentation de nos enfants. Nous avons réussi à atteindre plus de 20 000 mères en 2011, mais c'est fait parce que chaque association a pu atteindre seulement 5 000 mères. Et c'est ceci que, Monsieur le ministre, les membres de la FECAPA m'ont demandé de transmettre à votre haute position une demande pour que ces membres soient formés, soient recyclés pour ceux qui ont déjà eu la formation, puisqu'on a commencé avec 23 associations et on est à plus de 40. Considérant que la FECAPA fait partie du groupe technique et du groupe de travail de l'homme de WABA pour le soutien des mères, WABA Men's Working Group, et que c'est le Cameroun qui tient la place de leadership de ce groupe mondial, nous sollicitons un appui pour notre participation à la conférence mondiale sur l'allaitement maternel qui va se tenir à New Delhi, l'Inde, du 6 et au 9 décembre 2012. Nous devons lutter pour améliorer la situation de la malnutrition chronique de nos enfants qui est chiffrée à 33%. Ceci nous interpelle aussi de faire de l'allaitement maternel partie intégrante du programme de la nutrition au Cameroun. His Excellency, our esteemed and respected Minister of Public Health, FECAPA would like to use this opportunity to express its thanks and gratitude for all the wonderful changes taking place throughout Cameroon with your leadership to facilitate health service delivery within our community. The changes are visible with the implementation of the new partnership strategy of decentralization and the involvement of civil society organizations in health service delivery in Cameroon. This translates the confidence the government attaches to mutual collaboration and responsible action for the promotion of the well-being of our mothers and our communities as a whole. As I did say, in 2011, we reached 20,000 mothers through interactive community radio programming and educative talks. And the good news is that the Commonwealth of Learning has pledged to support us in that area of using community radio for reaching mothers. In the forthcoming second phase of the Commonwealth of Learning activity, we expect the community radio programs to address topics which are related to nutrition, family planning, assessing health care, and preventing communicable diseases amongst mothers and children in Cameroon. Your Excellency, the Minister of Public Health, with this, take upon pledges to continue to serve within the rules and regulations put in place by the government through your ministry. We thank the Ministry of Public Health, WHO, UNICEF, WAPA, the Commonwealth of Learning, and IFA for the continued support to our organization so they can play their role in promoting mother and child health care in Cameroon. Happy 10th anniversary to WHO UNICEF Global Strategy. Happy 20th anniversary to the World Breastfeeding Week, and I thank you very much for listening.
My name is Charles Simbi. I've been a facilitator in this workshop. I would like to thank first of all the Cameroon Link for trusting us to conduct this training. We never knew each other before. It's only this year that we have been connected through this project, and they didn't know what we do, but they trusted us through the Commonwealth of Learning to come and do this workshop. It has been exciting here in Cameroon, especially in Lebiarem, because of the welcome that we have received here, thanks to the hosts, Lebiarem Community Radio, the management. It has been really nice here, and it's sad that we are leaving tomorrow. We have to, because we have other commitments, but if it were in my choice, I would have loved to stay longer. The success of this workshop is not up to us, but it's up to you. If you have deemed it successful, we say thank you. Use the lessons that you have learned from here to help your community. We have learned a lot from you, the way you interacted with us, the way your environment is. We have learned a lot. In Malawi, the people are poor. It's the government that has the money. We have better roads than maybe the one we have here, but we don't have as many cemented, iron sheet roofed houses as you have here. Everywhere, even with the bad road, you are able to get iron sheets from wherever they are and bring them here. In Malawi we have better roads, but we don't have, people do not have the resources to build a better house for themselves. So we have learned a lot, more than we can express here. So we thank you for your welcome. We thank you for your attendance of this workshop. We hope we will contribute a lot in improving mother and child health care in the BRM community, because that is what has brought us here. So thank you very much all. Again, thanks to Mr. James of Cameroon Link, who really tried his best that we get here. He supported us all the way up to this place. Without him, we would have been down, we would have been frustrated, but he always kept our spirits up. So thanks a lot for people like Martin Kemgu, Professor Lucas. They are highly educated people, but they still humbled themselves to come and listen to us and learn from whatever we have brought. We have also learned a lot from them, their experience, vast knowledge of issues, like the presentation yesterday about the culture of the people of the BRM. It was really enlightening, and I hope, I've spoken with him, I hope he will write more academic as well as personal biographies, so that a lot more people can learn from him and others of his caliber. So thank you everybody. The smiles, we'll miss them. Your interaction, everything. You have always been supportive, even when taking the meals. A simple word like enjoy your meal brought something, some joy in us. Some were trying to teach us a word or two in a Nwe language. We enjoyed that. So thanks a lot.
A weekly news service called Farm Radio Weekly that we send out once a week, so weekly, and we've got around 1,000 subscribers to it, many of them broadcasters from across Africa. As well, we've got a network of other individuals, but we sent out a message to all using SurveyMonkey, to all the broadcasters in our network through the weekly, through those that we send script packages to, asking if they, and it was about this online community and sort of what their vision would be for it, and sort of prioritizing different potential tools. And so through that there was a huge amount of interest. I don't think we've ever had such a high rate of fast response and such a high rate of response to a survey before. Because we send out surveys for our script packages all the time, and sometimes it's a bit like pulling teeth to get responses, which we do get, but this was immediate, rapid, and really enthusiastic. So tools that people were interested in having were like discussion forums, the ability to focus on specific topics of interest, and we even asked people, well, what kind of areas, and climate change adaptation was sort of a discussion forum people were interested in, as well as tips and tools for helping with the craft of broadcasting. There was an interest in having a forum on that topic, as well as others, but we do have some funding to moderate discussions on 2 forums at this point. And Boosie is going to be helping out with one of those discussion groups. There's also a map where you can situate and see where other stations who participate in this forum are. There's going to be resources where you can upload resources. There's going to be the opportunity to be able to upload and download audio files as well for sharing. And at this point, you can see it says English and French up at the top. It's a bit small, so it's a bit straining your eyes, Charles. But right now, having in English and French, but the idea is, depending on if there's enough interest and enough use, and we're able to get more support, having other languages, maybe Kiswahili, maybe, And at this point, because CTA works not only in Africa, but also the Pacific, and they're a bit more global in their reach, the interest is, should this sort of this testing phase or the pilot part of this go well, and they're happy with it, it will expand next year to the Caribbean and the Pacific. So it's sort of it's a bit more of a global network, and which I think is also pretty exciting. I'm just going to show you what we have right now. Oh, and this is a little bit unscripted, this presentation, but Baraza, the name, actually is derived, you might know what Baraza means, but it's sort of a derivation of that. We had a competition that we ran and encouraged people to suggest names for it in different radio stations we work for, and there's a whole list of names, and we came up with a short list and people voted on which one was their favorite. And Baraza is from the DRC, it's a derivative of Baraza, which sort of means a community gathering place for discussing issues. Sitting down and yeah. So hence that's how Baraza was born. And I'll just log in here.
I am Frederick Nkemju. I am a nurse and I work with Mary Health of Africa.
I'm Taponjo Dennis Delamarcos. I'm a nurse and I work with Mary Health of Africa Hospital.
I am Aunjia Alaf. I'm here for my master's research on sleeping sickness in front end. So for now I'm in Mary Health of Africa.
I will say that we are very much delighted to be part of your meeting today.
Welcome, much money again now. I don't get no money for myself.
Baby, give me money for milk now. So my own first picking no dream make the other picking there. I beg for my first picking, give me money for milk.
See, wait my carry now. See.
I don't hear. Give me money for milk. I don't hear.
You know say my salary over small and at the touch now only 15,000. I dey give you money for head, money for chop, all that kind of thing. I will take money for buying milk for outside. Yes.
Today or today. When I see the song, you must give money for milk today before you come out this house. I said today or today. No just brag, no just blow me today.
Because small now, you know say work don't finish, I don't get again. With the money never has no money. Yeah, Bobby sit there now.
No, begin the song, Bobby then the flop, in the jack and in the year, no nothing. He get to chop. At least my begin to look like rich in the chop to find rich my chop. I wait see.
Some take money now. Wait, that's small no. Mommy bomb.
My sister, now wait till they are.
I better come on, go your house. Hey, leave our man.
And my brother.
My sister, see the problem. You hold me say I give money, me buy milk. I tell say,
my sister.
You know my salary.
Yeah, my sister waiting.
Money don't finish. Last week, I
my sister, ma tell you thing. Ma tell you for go buy milk, not the best solution. Bobby fight for give your pikin. Breastfeeding is the best thing, my sister. Give Bobby for your pikin. Ma tell you because why you fight for give Bobby for your pikin. It make your pikin look strong. Your pikin look healthy. See, look example for the pikin. Now only Bobby are the giving pikin.
Every day,
only Bobby are the give my pikin. I give na Bobby. Give my pikin that's in a 4 months old. Only Bobby are the give. My pikin are the get nothing like milk, nothing like water, nothing. Now only this thing. Why the give? Not fear see a Bobby go fall. Because whether you give or you not give, that Bobby must fall. Breastfeeding is the best thing, my sister. Don't ask your master no money for buying whatever milk. Take that money, you buy better thing. Fit buy clothes for your master. Buy a clothes, buy a picking clothes, but be a picking. If I put a cement down so it go down fire. When I let Bobby wear the soccer.
I say so.
Keep bikini. Only milk. The Bobby store now you come on now. My sister tell me true. Now the best hey, best thing. You get how many kilo? If I weigh a kilo, you don't go give me.
What is the objective?
You have stopped it.
No, he has pressed the time now. Okay. What's the objective of this seminar Farm Radio is organizing in Cameroon?
This workshop that is taking place at Cameroon Link is the end of a long investigation that has been taking place in Cameroon as concerns radio stations producing programs which target the farmers. And we all know that farmers produce the food that we eat, and we have not cared to know how they're going about with producing this food and their well-being, and whether what is being put on radio concerning them is correct. So Farm Radio International decided to carry out an African radio program analysis to be able to find the situation of radio stations, what the stations face as problems in producing programs that are destined for farmers, to find out the problems that the stations have getting contact with the farmers, find out at the level of the farmers whether the radio stations are telling them what they expect, because the main reason for producing programs on radio that target farmers is to increase production and to increase the quality of the food that is being produced, and also to improve on the well-being of the farmers.
And what are some of those problems that were identified that these radios do face?
Yeah, the problems that most of the radios are facing is lack of equipment and the use of volunteer broadcasters that are not trained, and those that have worked for long, those who were trained, have not been recycled. And there is also a crucial lack of displacement instrument, like having a bike or a vehicle to take them to where the information is. And most of the stations that we have investigated are community radio stations. You can understand that the equipment they are using are not the most modern. And we felt that by going to the station and talking to them and getting the producers to talk and the farmers to talk, what we are going to publish after this sharing workshop, which has brought all the station managers together. They will be able to know what happened in their station, and others would learn about what happened in their stations, and each station manager will be living here knowing its weakness and its strengths. And I want to say here that the information we are collecting for Cameroon is going to be shared in the other 5 countries that are carrying a similar research. There is Ghana, Tanzania, Malawi, and Kenya. And this information, after it would have been shared amongst the 5 stations, it would be consolidated in Canada and sent out to the 300 radio stations that are networking with Farm Radio International. And obviously, there will be international funders that would have the information. So if they are going to help a station, they would know exactly what type of aid that station needs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Giving a big thank you, say a big thank you to you, in your capacity as the Chief Executive Officer of Cameroon Link. And I want to say it has been very, very exciting and interesting working with your organization. And I think so far my expectations have been met. And I've been very impressed about the way you worked and what went through during the 3 months I was working with Cameroon Link.
How did you discover Cameroon Link?
Well, I am a regular user of the internet, and I think that is the only place where you can find serious organizations. So it's through the internet that I got to know about Cameroon Link. And then when I came to Cameroon, I called you and we met and worked out how we're going to begin work.
And when you were leaving Finland, Yvonne Bekene, you want to be what one would call in international terms, a development and cooperation officer. What motivated your choice of this profession?
Well, as a former teacher, and having had experience with some students who were sick, because I'm actually researching on HIV/AIDS education, and my thesis is on HIV/AIDS education in schools in Cameroon. So it is because of my relationship with those students who were infected and affected, and from a family perspective too, so I decided to get into this health sector of education. And I chose Cameroon Link because that is one of their activity sectors, and I think it's really been impressive working with Cameroon in that dimension.
You've been here for quite some time and you're going back to Finland. There are questions that are going to come up like, what did you really do? Could you just give us in brief how your work was planned, where you went to, and what happened?
Okay, it all began, I think it was about somewhere in the middle of October, and that was when I came over here and planned how I was going to work. And I think I remember the plan was going to be quite practical and not too much of office work. And I think we went straight into the practical aspects of community health development activities. We went visiting the community health centers. We went to Ngwele, we went to Onamikano, we went to I can't remember exactly the name, Bonasama, and then the other one that is
Bonandale.
Bonandale, yes. That one was very, very far off. Yes, those are the places we began, and then I met the medical officers in charge of these facilities, who I spoke with, and they gave me quite a lot of information about the HIV/AIDS prevalence in those communities. And we also went through their registers, and I got information on the youth prevalence and how the youth are informed and how they are taking the initiative to know their status. And I was really baffled by the kind of awareness that is in the youth community now in Cameroon. And I think that is very exciting and very interesting information, which I'll be cross-checking from the data I collected from some other schools in Yaoundé. And that was the very first practical part of it. And subsequently we got into other issues like the training seminar, the one on the community, on the health insurance scheme for communities, which took place at the Bonakama Health District. It was also very interesting and exciting. And the one in Obala in Yaoundé, which was on breastfeeding and infant and young child nutrition. It was also very exciting, and it was a lot of hard work there, 5 days of real learning. And I think I experienced a lot working with those experts in breastfeeding in Cameroon from the Ministry of Public Health, and also from the social workers, so from community-based, leaders of community-based organizations, faith-based organizations. It was a whole mix of very experienced people that I had to work with, and I think that was a very brilliant experience for me to build up my capacity as a community health worker in the future. And we've also been working on projects like doing practical work in the office, building projects like the one we did recently for breastfeeding with the communities here, with the health community, which I have to work with Mary Wa, Matthew Chanku, and Madame Moto Priscille. It's been interesting building a small project to see how they can start implementing what we learned during the seminar in Yaoundé. And also a very practical piece of it is the project we just finished planning for sickle cell disorder awareness in Cameroon. And I think that was really challenging because it was the very first time I was getting into some real thing in Cameroon, especially the budgeting piece of it was really, really challenging. I think it's really a learning experience, and I hope to get more challenges like this in the future, so to build up my capacity as a development worker and an international group leader.